Greetings and salutations, race fans, motorsport lovers and others, and welcome to day a lot of Dakar 2024. I've kind of forgotten where we are, but we're at the end of the Chrono Stage. I'm Colin.
I'm Clifford.
And we're going to try and give you some fun, some facts, some feelings about Dakar 24. We've got some brilliant interviews. We know we've got them because we recorded them a little bit earlier. Guy Botterill, Brett Cummings, and Archie Rutherford of SA Rally Raid Championship. It was a long stage.
Yeah, it was a long stage. Sure, the guys looked a little bit broken when they were climbing off the buses and stuff like that and on their way to the hotels, etc. But look shattered, But yeah, good stage, good event, and yeah, a lot to talk about.
And change, deluxe, in the cars. Ooh, so Clifford, we've got our Batman cards here.
You've given up with the short straw, huh?
I've got the long straw, you've got the short. Who's got, anyway.
I've got the long straw.
So now there's Batman cards. So pick a card.
I suck at cards.
Like a toothless budgie.
Yeah.
Okay, so is it highest card wins or lowest card wins?
Let's go highest. And go.
Pull it. I'll go that. What do you got?
I'm Jack.
I've got a joker. I win.
You cheat. I'm not playing anymore. When will I ever go first, Colin? Always such a gentleman. Anyway, take it away.
All right. Stage 6, 48-hour chrono, Sabata to Sabatia. 835 kilometers of racing. Drama deluxe. Headline we'll get to later. Result. Loeb and Fabio Lurken, 7 hours and 21 minutes. Second, Carlos Sainz, Lucas Cruz. Third, Matthias Ekstrom, 10 minutes behind. Fourth, Marias. Fifth, Shisharay. 6, Prokop in a Ford. How cool is that? 7, Janelle de Villiers, for those doubters.
Yeah.
8, Demevius. 9, Quintero, but he got a penalty, so he goes further back. 10, Guy Botterill, Brett Cummings. 11, Roma. 15, Alia Kolok. 19, Seradori. Have to mention Seradori. He's our guy. 23rd, Leia Sands for the president of Mauritius. And 24th, Sohud Variawa. 27th, Nasser Al Attiyah. 2 hours 45 minutes behind, and 32nd place in 3 hours and 2 minutes behind the leader, Stefan, Mr. Dakar, Peter Hansel. Those are the highlights, the results of the Chrono Stage, and boom, it shakes it up.
Yeah, wide open now. I mean, where are you going to put your money? You know what I mean? Because you're probably guaranteed to lose it, because whenever you think something's going to happen, it gets shaken on its head.
So I have to go into my deepest apologies.
And away we go.
When we left the studio last night, I didn't have any apologies to give. Now I have. I was wrong. NASA didn't do it. In the opening stages, it was the wrong choice for me to say that he would pull out a lead. And then the car got broken, and 2 hours 45 minutes. His dream of winning 3 Dakars in a row is gone. The man who won today, Sebastian Loeb, Fabian Lurken, are lurking they are in the pound seats. Those are the cars, the highlights.
Yeah, a lot there, eh? There's a lot there happening.
It is a truckload. Bucks.
Yeah,
What happened?
shake up on ours. Adrian van Beveren, he was the stage winner. 7 hours 57. That's a long time on a bike, eh? And a lot of the guys, when they climbed off, said that this is the most riding they've probably ever done in their lives. So, yeah, big change for a lot of the guys.
And it's the first time they've done a marathon stage.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is. It's like, as the guys get used to it and we do more Dakars with this sort of format, you'll see a lot more changes and guys get used to it and different strategies. That whereas now you sort of, they are the guinea pigs or the lab rats trying to figure this out. So yeah, good stage, and it makes it exciting. So I mean, shake up here for sure. Toby Price second, Ricky Brabeck, king of consistency. I mean, we've only seen him outside the top 3 once so far. He's in third. Then the Colonel, Daniel Sanders from Australia, he's in fourth. The Kalahari Ferrari, Ross Branch 5th, also consistent.
What bike is Ross Branch on?
I mean, there's only one bike, you know what I mean, and that's a hero. But we'll come to that because there's a interesting stat that I want to throw out because he's the only hero left. So yeah.
OMG. Ross, no pressure, my boy.
Yeah. So Battle of the Brothers, Luciano Benavides, he's 6th, beating his brother Kevin Benavides, who's 7th. Stefan Svitko, he's 8th, and then Nacho Florima is 9th. And then moving on to the South Africans, Bradley Cox, great stage for him. He finished 13th. Sharon Moore, he also 24th. Ashley Thrigston, also very consistent in 37th. Stuart Gregory, he's down in 24th. And then we've got Ronald Fenter.
Was that 24th?
Sorry. I can't read my handwriting. 74th.
I mean, we know Stuart is...
He's fast,
quick.
But not that fast just yet. Sorry,
Stuart,
74th.
sorry. Hey?
There's my apology for tomorrow. And then Ronald Fenter, 89th. So good run for a lot of the guys. And what's positive for me is they all finished. So we were not any South African short from when we started 2 days ago, which is a big plus.
I think that's absolutely blooming fantastic. So before we get into talking about what it means and who's done what in the overall, the stage wins and stage positions mean nada. It's all about the overall time of the race and how long you've taken to cover these immense number of kilometers, 835 kilometers in 2 days. And the rations they had last night were, in a word, cuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, a tin of I don't know, of stuff to cook over a briquette.
Yeah.
But you know what? They did that back in the day, not like our catering tonight. We'll get onto our catering.
Yeah, absolutely.
Remember, if you've got any questions, any queries, any challenges, any facts that we got not entirely correct, where we had a suboptimal outcome, let us know. Let us know your feelings of the race, what you thought. And
any food you want to send our way, because obviously we amazing food critics, you know what I mean? So send that our way as well.
Food critics deluxe. So we've got a little clip of talking about... You're the bike guy. You talk about Stuart Gregory's clip.
I mean, I'm too scared to because I've already botched his results. But yeah, we have a video with Stuart Gregory sort of taking us through Dakar.
Yeah, so here we are. Carl, what are you up to there, boss?
Making a little pasta with an old school stove here.
Military ration stove. And then what's in the tin there?
Pasta with beef.
Yeah, there's mine on the cook. Smells a bit odd. And then this is like a military ration. Shine your light shop. So it's got like coffee, nice dry biscuits, really nourishing looking. And there's chicken with pasta. Oh, look, there's even butter and chocolate. So it's cooking away here. Let's see what happens. Dakar life.
It does smell a little bit.
There's only one word that comes to mind when I see something like that, and that's hangry. After a full day of racing, that's the last thing I would want to be faced with. You know what I mean? Like takeout is fine, but taking it out in the desert, that's not cool for me.
You've got the word hangry. I just heard the word chocolate. Give me that sugar. We'll talk a little bit later with the interview with Guy Botterill. Watch out when that interview plays out for sardines.
We've got a few comments here. People streaming or joining us already. Cass Kruger, good evening, ladies and gents. Kevin Retief, good afternoon. And then Kevin Retief, and I'm just going to sum this up. He says, Guy, another 3 times after that. So, yeah, obviously someone's impressed with the results.
Is this the Bottrill fan club that's come out to watch?
Johan Krobler, hi everyone. Yuri Adan, good evening. Rob Priest, evening everyone. Cass Kruger, NASA should have stayed with Toyota if he wanted 3 in a row. Big statement, eh?
Yeah, except for rocks and things and what. NASA... On the event I did with Toyota, I said to him, do you ever get afraid? And to paraphrase, why should I be afraid? I have Allah on my side and I shall go and do what I do. And when Allah's attention is somewhere else, which clearly it was today, He does have a few incidents, and
Do you think
Yeah.
do you think it's maybe a case of three in a row, and he wants it too much, and that puts him in a situation that he wouldn't naturally be in? Do you think that played on his mind?
I'm going to plead the fifth. I'm not going to answer that leading question. So just in the cars for today, 6 Toyotas, 2 Audis, 1 Ford, Martin Prokop's Ford. They call it a Ford Ranger. It looks nothing like a Ranger, but it's a Ford, and it's run independent of the official operation, which is run by M Sport, Neil Woolridge Motorsport, with support from Ford Global, not Ford South Africa. Ford South Africa, come on, get your things together and do it. And then 1 Pro Drive Hunter. So finally I got that. Yazid didn't start today. His car was, how shall we put it,
Tired.
broken. In fact, there's a great technical term that comes from the Second World War. It's called FUBAR.
Yeah.
So when the machine you wish to participate in the event in is broken and it cannot go any further, it is completely FUBAR. Some of the South Africans, we're still waiting for Henny de Klerk to come out of the stage. He broke a prop shaft, and then a drive shaft, and then rolled, and then it's not so lacquer. So yeah, he had a really, really, really horrible day today, another horrible day. But that's just the way racing goes. During the day, a little bit earlier this evening, we spoke to Archie Rutherford, who's the CEO of South African Cross Country Racing, and he's got some quite exciting news for us. He's just landed in Riyadh, and a whole lot of meetings with FIA and ASO tomorrow. So just listen to our chat with Archie, because I think it is quite exciting for SA motorsport and South African sport in general. If you're a SAFA, go racing. Archie Rutherford, CEO of SA Rally Raid, thank you very much for joining us. You're in Riyadh now, Archie. It's got to be an exciting time to be there.
Colin, yeah, great. Yeah, we arrived here this morning. Haven't had time to get to the bivouac and interact with the guys yet. But yeah, very exciting. The South Africans are doing well as always. So yeah, it's always good to be back here and monitor and watch the guys do well in the Dakar.
But you've not just gone there to spectate and have some fun. I think the world is starting to awaken that the finest national championship in the Rally Raid fraternity in the world is the South African one. And you talking to FIA, ASO about a World Cup event in South Africa, is that right?
Yeah, that's been ongoing for a while now, for about a year and a bit. They're very interested to have South Africa on the World Championship calendar, which we are as well. They did send observers out for our desert race last year in Botswana, and we got a great report from the ASO, which they submitted to the FIA. Last year at the Dakar, I did meet with the FIA, ASO, and we agreed that we would have a World Championship event on the calendar for South Africa in 2025. So tomorrow morning I've got another meeting with the ASO and the FIA just to realign our objectives and see if everything's still on track. But we're very positive, and I'm very positive that we would have the event. It'll be in the sort of June, July of 2025. So yeah, that's exciting. Exciting for South Africa, put us on the map worldwide. So we're looking forward to that. You know,
it's 52% of the cars starting Dakar this year designed and built in South Africa. It's the world, I think, is starting to wake up and realize that South Africa is indeed a linchpin in rally raid racing in the world. And for us to have an event, I think, would be quite an eye-opener. The FIA, when they came to observe, were they expecting the high level of standard of the event, or were they expecting a little bit of not so much cleverness?
No, listen, I mean, the ASO came out last year. The FI are coming this year to our Event Zero, as they call it. But no, they were very surprised. I mean, they were expecting sort of a village race, they told me. Those are the terms they used. But they were very surprised to see it. We've got, nearly 30 production or T1 class cars in the field, probably the highest number in any championship in the world. So they were very happy with what they saw. Even the competitors that come out here, we've had a lot of international competitors over the last year or two, and every time they come here, I get the same answer. Geez, we can't believe that the racing is so good in South Africa. So hopefully, when we get the World Cup event here, it should open the floodgates a bit for internationals to come and compete here, because it's a great country, South Africa, as we all know. The racing is very competitive. The terrain is great. And it's relatively cheap for them to come out here. So I'm expecting a little bit more international competitors. And certainly from a South African Rally Raid point of view, we're trying to encourage international competition in our own series. So we look forward to the boost given to us if we do get the World Championship event here.
Now, it's one thing, we know that we've got the competence to organise an event. We've got venues that are quite spectacular. We've got the current world champion Rally Raid racing team in South Africa. If you look at cars that are running in Dakar, we've got the Centuries, you've got Revos, you've got Ford, NWM, M Sport Fords, and you've got the Gazoo racing cars. We've got an absolutely solid field that we can put together. Great routes, unbelievable organisers and officials. There's just one little thing. It must be a no-brainer for any astute marketing person to look at this and say, this is a way of reaching a global platform, getting involved on the financial side of a World Cup event.
Yeah, look, we certainly hope so. We've had brief discussions with Brand SA, which effectively promote business into South Africa and tourism into South Africa. They're keen to get involved, so we've had initial meetings with them, which is encouraging. So we're hoping to get some sort of funding from Brand SA. But yeah, for corporate South Africa, even on the world stage, I've got a meeting this week as well with the organisers of the Saudi Championship, to see if maybe there's some sort of collaboration we can do between them and South Africa. So, South Africa needs to be more on the global stage. Traditionally, we've been down in the south of Africa doing our own thing, but I think the world is opening up. A lot of the World Championship events, or rather the countries that host World Championship events, are seeing that South Africa could be a viable option for them. So I think, we're going to keep trying to promote South Africa and racing in South Africa.
Well, the more international motorsport we have in South Africa, the better for us petrol heads or even electric heads. Now that Audi are leading, Archie, I think it's do your best. Get us that event. We want it. We need it. We have to have it. It's exciting.
Yeah, look, with the event, there's a lot of criteria. So the actual getting the event here, I think, is pretty much done and dusted. There's a few things we'll negotiate this weekend, but the issue then comes into the funding of the event, because the FI and the ASO cover the whole of the criteria. It's not just a normal SA Rally Raid event. This comes with a lot of prerequisites. They want 4 or 5 helicopters, a medical helicopter. They want 15 double cab cars with drivers for their officials. So there's a list that goes on, which we have to comply with, and we have to pay them a fee to bring the World Championship event here. But we've done the numbers. If everything aligns and all our cards stack up, we can host it. So we're looking forward to getting the go-ahead from them. Once we get the go-ahead, then the business will start. The business of raising funding and looking to get some of corporate South Africa involved. So that'll only happen. They'll announce the timetable for next year in about July. So after July, if we're on the calendar for 2025, then the real work starts to try and put this whole event together and make it financially viable.
And a year is not much time to do it.
Yeah, look, that's the thing. You probably got less than a year because you need to tie up some funding before the year end, I'd guess, because you don't want to tell the FI, the ASO, a month before that you can't host the event. So you pretty much have to have your ducks in a row pretty soon after the announcement. But we have had initial discussions with various companies. I have personally, so I'm quite confident that we would get the backing. And we would have the funding for it. So that's what I'm going to tell the ASO tomorrow in our meeting. As I said, we are ready. We'll get the funding and we'll make it financially viable for ourselves. So it's all systems go from our side.
I tell you what, Archie, so it's really, really great news we've heard. I'm just so glad that you can speak to us tonight and tell everyone who's watching this brilliant news World Cup event, pretty much sure to come to South Africa. Archie, I'm going to let you go. Go and have that supper. Go and find all the rest of the competitors. Enjoy the race. Good luck with the meetings, all the meetings that you have. And send our absolute love, respect and regards as Raceday to all South Africans in the field. Enjoy the race. Thank you very much for chatting to us.
Certainly, Colin. Thanks very much. I will pass on your messages of well wishes to them. So, yeah, thanks for having me, and we'll be in touch.
Clifford, how cool is that?
That's
World Cup event in South Africa. It's spine-tingling. It's not a signed deal, but from reading into what Archie says, it's a done deal.
Yeah, I think there's more hope for that to happen, and it gives me hope than there is of Formula One coming to Kyalami. You know what I mean?
Oh, that ain't going to happen. So,
but if that's the case and things go well and the guys do a proper job, what do you think the chances are they could bring a Dakar to South Africa in, let's say, the next 10 years? Thoughts?
zip, zero, zilch, nada, nothing.
Okay, shadow my dreams. Why do you say that?
Go back into the history of Dakar. Ran in North Africa and ran really well. Some guys with guns got involved, not so cool. And the South American region got together, bid some money. The ASO, remember these are the same guys who run the Tour de France.
Yeah.
They funding is a great thing for them.
Yeah.
And ran in South America for a while until some governments changed, money dried up, and then the Arabian countries came together and threw tons of money at it.
All money.
So in a poker game, you don't go up against the richest guy and go all in because he's got more all than you've got all.
Yeah.
So I don't believe that the Southern African diaspora, to use a woke word, has got enough funding. We don't have enough gold to make it happen. And leave it where it is.
Yeah,
I mean, it would be unbelievable if it was here. And I know that we've got the countryside, we've got the organization skills, we've got the infrastructure, we can do it.
We've got all the cars, all
But
the
it's
parts.
just some few monies.
Yeah, it's a bit sad, but yeah, fair comment. Let's just catch up on the comments here because they're getting a bit out of hand. Nice to see you guys interacting with us.
Thank you very much. It's always cool to hear you.
Jonathan Sims, yes, Guy Botterill top 10. Brian Baragwanath coming strong. Johnny Not Henk, like the Ross Branch centre fold behind you, Cliff. Yeah, he's definitely our hero. And it was strategically placed, but not by me in my defense. But the research crew doing a fantastic job. Simon testing my reading skills here. Vaxilal. Vasilal. See, I don't read too good. I should go to that Zoolander school of people who don't read too good and want to learn to do other things good too. That's where I should be going. Johan Peens, good evening, Simon. Good evening, Simon. Would have liked to see you in Dakar.
Simon would have loved to have been in Dakar, but there's some issues, and sadly he can't be there. Experience of a lifetime you're missing out on, young man. But hey, for gingers, the world comes to them.
Johan Grobler, SADF rations. Cass Kruger, it might not be comfort food, but loaded with energy. I don't dispute that at all. Obviously, I mean, these guys have done the calculations and worked with nutritionists and done the research, but still, that's rough.
I would have given them a USN energy bar and a litre of water and left it at that.
I mean, you hardcore, Colin.
Yeah.
I reckon Checker 60 on a Hero could have delivered them some takeout food. Look at that. Look at
We've got to do
checks in the
that.
mail.
60-60 on a Hero.
On a Hero X.
Do you think that we could put a camera on the back of it? Sorry, I'm interrupting.
No. I mean, fair enough. Seston Munbo, let's go, Guy. Yuri Jordan, Sebastian Loeb was today Mr. Dakar. I mean, I don't think you could have summed it up any better than that. Laurie James, come on now, time for Keneal and Ross to get motoring. Absolutely, I think this is the time to shine. Going into
Wait till you get to the point where we come with the overall results. All of you who were chirping about Janil de Villiers, and he was loud and blah 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 blah. Watch the result.
Cass Kruger. So it's good that we've got someone with some stats. Of the 72 cars entered in Dakar 2024, 38 of them, 23 Toyotas, 12 Centuries, 3 Redline, and 2 Ford Rangers were built in South Africa. That's more than half the
Plus
field.
1 Toyota from WCT.
Okay, so there's one more as well.
Yeah.
Guys, Dakar career starts now. That's from Craig Johnson. Johan Pins. Janil is in a good position, absolutely. I think it's cool now that he's had a few better stages, and the fans are starting to believe again.
3 days ago it was where's Janil, blah
Down
blah
and
blah
out.
blah, and we batted hard for him.
Yeah.
And Janil he's got a good chance of top 5, top 3.
Yeah, which is a fantastic result considering how hard it's been for the competitors this year.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Francois Pretorius, for the record, we had an FIA observed event in the early 2000s and one event in World Cup. I think it was called, he says, I think it was called one event in Polokwane and the other based in Leinenberg. 2 good events at the time. So, I mean, the guys have been sniffing around, but that, I mean, going back to early 2000s, it is a while back. So
The thing is that all of it depends on, we've got the infrastructure, we've got the organisation ability, we've got the routes. It's about some few rands, in fact, lots of euros.
Yeah.
So any of you who are wanting to get exposure on the global scale, massive stuff, get involved with cross-country racing and rallying and motorsport. It's the new, what do they call that cryptocurrency thing?
Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's a new Bitcoin. It's better than Bitcoin.
Yeah, look, I mean, one thing I have noticed, like in the week that we've been together, and that is that off-road motorsport has a massive following, and the followers that are die-hard. So it's very cool. I think if you were someone that wanted to get involved with motorsport, this type of racing, rally, off-road, and that is the way to go. I feel the track racing that is sort of fallen away, and this is coming to the forefront big time.
We love anything.
No, absolutely.
If it sucks, squeezes, bangs and blows, we love it.
Absolutely, but just looking at the following year and the comments and that, there's a lot of people that are involved and following, which is awesome to see.
But this is Dakar.
Yeah, exactly that. Just to follow on, because Francois Pretorius carried on. He said, we do not have any international entries. The series was not popular at the time. Observed event was Leinenberg and Cup event in Polokwane. So, yeah, I mean, like you said there, they came out and observed back then. But now it would be a completely different ballgame if we had FIA observers out now, because there's a whole different shake-up.
We had a sometime Formula One driver come and drive in South Africa, Fernando,
The guy with the hair.
Yeah,
Spaniard with the hair.
That's how big this championship is. It is the biggest, finest championship in the world, and the more we tell the world how good it is, the better. Right, tell us more about some bikes and things.
Yeah, let's jump into the bikes. So overall, like we said, king of consistency, it's paid off. All these rounds that he's finished in the top 3. He's Ricky Brabeck is now the leader, and it's close. I mean, it's like I think it's like under a minute or something like that. But Ross Branch second, and Van Beveren in third.
What bike is Ross Branch on?
I'm not sure, but I think he's on a Hero. So yeah, and Heroes, I don't know if you know this.
Well,
but
Ross is my hero.
One stat that I did see is that Heroes are very, very fast. But yeah, interesting that I did see was on the leaderboard, and that is with the overall the top three all within under 10 minutes of each other, which is close. You know, like in terms of the racing they're doing, the mileage that they're covering, it's wide open. Nacho Florimo's had not the best couple of rounds. He's down in fourth. Toby Price fifth. Kevin Benavides is still the faster brother in sixth. The Colonel Daniel Sanders from Australia is in seventh, and then Luciano Benavides is eighth. Going to the South Africans, Bradley Cox, mega ride. He's 15th overall.
Where is he in Moto 2?
In Rally 2, he's now fifth. So he did lose a bit of ground, but back up there, he's at a great 48 hours in terms of placement and time and everything. And he's looking at videos of him coming off the bus, and that he looks pretty fresh compared to some of the other competitors getting off the bus. He looked really, really fresh. So it's positive to see. And he did pass a comment, and I think Alfie got a little bit upset. He said the next couple of rounds we go full gas. And I don't think it's a time now to lose your head. I mean, we know that he's got the pace, but yeah, I think day by day.
In the words of Bon Jovi, we're halfway there.
Exactly, yeah, and that's, I mean, how quickly it's gone and how much riding and driving these guys have done. Sharon Moore, he's 22nd and 10th overall in Rally 2. Ashley Thrigston, 35th and 21st in Rally 2. Stuart Gregory is 66th and 48th in Rally 2, and Ronald Fenter is 79th and 61st in Rally 2. And Stuart Gregory, come back to him in the unassisted Mandy Moto.
I love
10th.
that word, Mully.
Yeah,
They are freaking mad.
that's insane.
Yeah.
But 10th for him, and that's proper. And just, I mean, we look at the hospitality of Ross the other day, and that's like next level. But then you're unassisted, and you're doing it all on your own.
In
And
a tent and a trommel.
That's it. And you don't have all the other stuff sort of making your journey so much easier, and that pays dividends. So that result there is next level for me. It's mega. It's mega for him.
Do you recall when we spoke to Stuart and Brian Baragwanath had just popped in for a visit?
Yeah.
That South African gees, the reach out and just a hand, hey brother, we there, we with you, we drive past you, we wave.
Community, yeah.
Lifts the spirits up, because as Saffers we are
Next level.
We're okay.
Yeah, but I think that kind of stuff is important. I think that's probably one of the biggest things, like pulling them through. And us South African guys, we lack our oaks, man. You know, like if you look at any other sport, when you're looking at the European guys, that not so friendly, not so cool, and everyone's an opponent, and we don't give away secrets. But South African guys, through and through, we've got the here. So yeah, that's pretty much overall with obviously the top guys in the GP, and then our South African boys. Couple of withdrawals today, which was a bit sad, and this is the point I wanted to get to. Joan Bereda on a hero, he's out unfortunately, and it was a mechanical. That's the first mechanical.
Is it a mechanical with a motor, transmission?
So that I don't know. I
hit a rock. And
yeah, look, I mean, I don't know yet for sure. It was very hard to try and find info. Obviously, it's a little bit hush-hush. If it is mechanical on the bike and that, someone's head's going to roll in India for sure, because they won't rest until they find the answer. But yeah.
You've got to be very careful when you say someone's head's going to roll in India.
Yeah, let's not put it that way. Someone's going to get into big trouble. But yeah, so as it stands now, it's mechanical. We don't know for sure yet, but if it is mechanical on the bike, that'll be the first mechanical that Heroes suffered in a Dakar, which is impressive, eh?
Moving along, because we don't talk about bad news.
Yeah, okay, moving on, yeah.
What else you got in the bike?
Okay, yeah, other withdrawals, there's a few big ones here. Mason Klein on the Cove or Cove, he's out. But he's
broke.
Yeah, I think so. But
mechanical failure.
Yeah, it looks that way. But with him, he's had a rough one. I mean, you can't fault the guy for trying. If you had to give out the Miss Congeniality Award or the most improved or the hardest try or the team sports or whatever trophy you want to give him, it has to go out to him, because that guy has tried his heart out. I mean, the bike was stuck at customs. They were the last ones to put the bike together. They didn't even know if he was going to compete, and then he had that breakdown for like 2 hours, which he got going. It's just been a nightmare. You got to look at that sometimes. I mean, if you a car racer, track-wise, whatever, if the car doesn't want to run properly, you want to get out and kick it. This guy's tried everything to keep going. So hats off to him. Yeah.
Sometimes motor racing is a bitch.
And it's just not meant to be, you know.
Yeah.
So sorry for him. But Skylar House is another one. The American's also out. And then, Rojo Cesar, he's also out, unfortunately. I don't have enough details on the withdrawals at this stage, but obviously I'll do my homework and see if I can find out. Unless you guys know and you can help us out on that stage.
Use the resource. This is like having artificial intelligence with us. In fact, but it's real intelligence.
Yeah. Yeah, let's be careful what we say.
I mean, I've got 3 brain cells. You've got a whole lot more.
Because the real intelligence can also meet us outside the studio, which is very top secret at 21 Woodland Drive.
And the real intelligence can bring some proper food. If you think that you can master chef, tomorrow is Raceday. Bring your chutters and come and master chef. We'll film it. We'll do the whole lot. There's a prize, a massive prize.
Have we rated the catering tonight? I'm not sure. Did we rate it?
At the end. We wait till the end.
My bad. So yeah, that's sort of me on the bike front for results and that. I don't know if you want to jump into some more comments and questions, because they're coming in here thick and fast.
It's your show, my boy.
And also my reading's not so good, which I feel is what's really letting us down.
I think I'm looking at the font size there. Whoever's writing that, can you fix the font size? It should be 48.
I think it's my girlfriend Nikita Brits that's making the font so small.
Because
she's testing my eyesight. Anyway, moving on. And this is a presidential moment for me. Johan Grobler on the EV front. Hertz is selling 200. What is that? 20,000 EVs to reinvest in ICE cars. Is that 20,000? Yeah.
No, it doesn't make sense. He's talking about electric cars. Moving on. Next question.
Okay, you're not interested, eh?
Yeah.
Very fitting name for an EV rental company.
Hertz.
Hertz, yeah.
But it hurts.
And it says, except they are running DC. CNC, how about...
AC, DC, it still hurts.
Yeah, it still hurts. CNC, how about what's it? Nabib Desert Rally leg on the roster? Maybe just before Dakar will give the competitors value Desert Dunes racing preparation. That's a valid comment. Well, Colin pulls himself together. And then, we've got... what's that surname again? Simon Vasil.
Vasilal. Just call him Ginger.
Okay, Ginger. Indeed, Colin. And then back again. Brett's experience for guys. First Dakar was absolutely necessary. Gerard Skitter. I don't know how ASO will ever get out of Saudi. They pay and it's all about the money.
Yeah, agreed.
And that's what we're seeing like worldwide. I mean, other sports, if you look at the one with the round ball, it's all down to bucks and it's all money.
That's not a sport.
And,
that's the one where they fall over when they touch each other.
Yeah, when they're tired, they lie down. Yeah. And then Angelo Marcia, I'm behaving tonight, Colin, having a cold one. You probably are, but Colin's here with me and he's definitely not. Roy Prando, really impressed with Guy's performance. Bradley Thompson, Toyota Gazoo parts made on DN Solution machines.
Oh, that's cool. I'm going to stop you there
because
we can go on forever.
Bradley Thompson, just to finish off there, Hall Speed is amazing manufacturing facility.
Indeed it is. Number of CNC machines and all sorts of stuff there.
I think we're up to date for now. So where do you want to take us, Colin?
Take
us on a journey here.
I want to take us to a place far, far away, where the sands are thick, they are fast, and the boys have just come back to a motorhome earlier today in order to guarantee, after our mega failure, and I do apologize again for not delivering Glyn Hall. We'd set that up. We worked really hard. He worked hard. But if you've got an iPhone, it works with our systems. And earlier on, we spoke to Guy Botterill and Brett Cummings. It was magic. Roll it, Peter. Guy Bottrill, Brett Cummings, welcome to Raceday TV. Thank you very much for taking some time out to talk to us. After what looks like an absolutely hectic first week at Dakar.
How's it going?
We're all very, very good. Thanks a lot for the time. So, 8th overall, what does that feel like?
It's amazing to be at our first Dakar, or my first Dakar, and to have done what we've done so far is really good. And with the limited experience I've got in the dunes, to hang on to the guys, in the 48-hour stage was phenomenal, and it's really helped having Brett next to me with his experience with Henk and his experience with the Dakar and the navigation. It's really played a big role in putting me in a position where we can certainly get to the end every day and make sure that we are in a position to strike if we need to.
You talk about get to the end every day. It takes a little bit of pace management, or a lot of pace management and enthusiasm management. Compared to a flat-out sprint in some of the South African races, what sort of level are you pushing at the moment, Guy?
It's a very strange thing. The pace is quick, but it's also not quick at the same time. So the South African pace is very, very high. And some of the stages, especially early on, were fairly similar to South African stages, but they're so long. And if you have a single issue, like even a puncture early on, you have to back off. And especially if you have two punctures early on, you almost have to back off completely.
Yeah.
So it's pace management, car management, and if you look after the car and you don't get out the car, you'll do really well. So Brett's been controlling me quite well. He's understood this. I think if it was me by myself, I would have been going. You can do better, but you do have to hold back. You do have to watch every single crest and make sure you don't put a foot wrong. Otherwise, the Dakar can turn into a nightmare very quickly.
You spent a lot of time over the last 2 days in the desert with the big dunes. You're really getting to enjoy them now, getting to understand the rhythm and the flow and the surf of the dunes?
The dunes are a very interesting thing. A karting friend of mine asked me, how difficult is it? And it took me a while to think about how difficult it is. And the only way I can describe it is maybe like a track racing driver that's only driven in the dry, and all of a sudden you find yourself at the World Championships and it starts raining, and you can drive, but it's a completely different thing. So the sand dunes is something totally different, something that we don't get to race in, and every sand dune in different regions are slightly different. So I've learned a hell of a lot over these 48 hours where we just had endless amount of dunes. And I said earlier that I think the last 2 or 3 hours I started enjoying it a little bit, because I started to get a little bit more confidence. I could start reading the dunes a little bit better, and with that, all of a sudden you start flowing a bit better. Your gearing is correct. When to change up, when to change down is very, very critical. And all these blind cuts where it just drops off on the other side, I started to see them a hell of a lot better. So you can pick the pace up, you can be one gear higher, and you can just start flowing a lot better. So towards the end, I know it was 2 days of hell, but towards the end I started enjoying it and started feeling a little bit more comfortable.
Brett, are you enjoying it as much as Guy says? And what's the navigation, the level of trickiness of the navigation like this year?
Yeah, I think it's been an adaptation for myself as well, because where I'm used to just reading the notes and relying on the driver doing his job. It's been a little bit of extra work for myself in coaching and guiding Guy, and telling him when to back off and when not to back off, what to look out for and what not to look out for. So the first day in the dunes before we went into the 48-hour chrono, I think my heart was palpitating a few times, and it was a baptism of fire for Guy. And he's learned to cope with the dunes a lot better, and it gave me the opportunity to relax a bit more later on as we went further and further into the dunes. So it's gotten better.
It's quite an interesting role that, as on the one hand, you managing the car and the where it's got to be and that sort of thing, you navigating, and you doing a bit of coaching for the driver. It's serious multitasking and a very heavy load on the brain.
Yeah, no, you're pretty shattered by the time you get to the end of the stages. But yeah, it's all part of the job, and it's all what makes it worthwhile in the end.
You're halfway there. What's your plan? Tomorrow's rest day. What's your plan for tomorrow? And then how do you start approaching looking at starting again racing on Sunday?
So the cars are on their way back now. They're on the carrier. They'll be here in the early hours of the morning, maybe 2-3 o'clock in the morning. It's about 800 k's from where we finished the 48-hour stage. And then the crew are going to go through the car, mainly the drivetrain, suspension parts. The dunes are incredibly hard on the car. I was saying earlier, I can't believe how strong these cars are. They really take a pounding. So we are halfway. We have a full day of rest for the drivers and navigators, but the crew are going to be working really hard, checking drivetrains, gearboxes, clutches, ball joints, control arms, all the things that take a pounding in the dunes. And then for me, my game plan is to reset. For me, race 1 is done, and now we're going into race 2. And, just try and rest on tonight and tomorrow. And when we start again from fresh. And just try and do what we've done. It appears to be working. And I think we're in a better position in the second half of the Dakar than we were in the first half. I understand a little bit better now the pace and the pace management, where on stage 1, 2, and 3, you think you understand, but you don't understand until you've done it. So I kind of understand that. Although the first 3 days were similar to South African stages, there's incredibly sharp rocks here. We're driving over lava flows and really very unique terrain. So you have to respect that sort of terrain. You have to respect the speed that you're going. And I think if you look after the car will look after you with a good result.
You're part of a pretty big team with the Gazoo Racing and all the Toyotas, and I think it was today that you stopped and gave Jacopini a damper. Is there any doubt in your mind when you see one of the Gazoo cars stopped that you have to stop and see what you can do to help, because you're all part of this big moving cog?
It is a bit of a challenge. You never know. So first of all, when you're coming up to the cars, the Toyotas are quite recognizable. So from a distance, you can see it's the Toyota. So the first thing is, wherever there's a car broken down, we just have to make sure that we don't make a mistake if it's a tricky section or a tricky section of dunes where guys have made a mistake. So we first of all look after ourselves, and then once we get to the car, we evaluate if it's one of ours, and then if it's one of our cars, we try and stop and see if we can assist them with whatever's gone wrong. Jacopini, he actually broke a spring, so it allowed us to give him a spare damper that we had in the car. We had a full damper in the car. So yeah, we managed to help him, and he could carry on going, and maybe one day, if he's got spares and we need it, he'll pass the favor on.
Yeah, that karma is a real thing in racing. I want to move away just from inside the car and all of that. Last night you went camping in the remote bivouac. What is that like? What was the experience of? I saw some pictures of the ration pack, and it certainly was not the kind of food that you're used to in each bivouac.
Yeah, we get spoilt with Pepe. We've got a catering facility here with Overdrive, which we get a steak or a piece of chicken or whatever we want when we come in. The ration packs were very average. It was I think it was different for everyone, but I had a tin of chicken curry, which you heat up on a little what looks like a tiny little briquette, which you light with a match, and it was quite average. A bag of biscuits
And sardines.
and sardines.
We've got
which
sardines.
We didn't go that far.
Yeah, but you Natal boys like the sardines, Guy.
No, not really. I'm not a big fan of sardines. I was tempted to open them because, we'd been driving for 7 hours or 8 hours without eating anything. So by the time you get to any sort of stop, you can't wait to get out the car and eat something. So it was tempting, but I stayed away. So, we've got some stuff in the car. We've got USN bars and protein stuff in the car. So, we ate what they gave us, what we thought we would like. Heated it up on the small fire that they gave us, that briquette that Brett was talking about. And then we had a tent provided, a sleeping bag, and 6 liters of water, no pillow, no mattress, no toilets. So it was really out in the wild.
But the night sky with all the stars must have been quite spectacular.
So I took a walk, once we had parked the cars and got out to go and have a look, and it's really, it's a uniquely beautiful place. The sand dunes and the mountains and the rocks are quite unique, and obviously when you're out in the desert, the stars are really something to look at. But when you turn around and you look behind you, and you've got our little bivouac, and you've got Carlos Sainz, Sebastian Loeb, sleeping in a tent next door to you, it's quite surreal, really. People that you've grown up and idolized, and they are sleeping with no pillow, no mattress, and eating sardines with you on a little burner, is quite special.
And tonight you definitely not in a tent, in the hotel or the camper, and you're looking forward to a good night's sleep.
Yeah, it's these campers are comfortable, and it's convenient because it's in the bivouac. The inconvenience of having to travel to a hotel is, I think I'm quite comfortable here. I don't know about you.
Yeah, no, the camper is also new to me, but it's been really comfortable and super quick and easy. You wake up in the morning, you open the door, and you're in the pits, so that's fantastic. The guys are going out for dinner tonight because we're in town, so we're going to go out for dinner just now. So we'll go and see what that's all about.
Well, go and have a fantastic meal. Store up for your rest day tomorrow. And I think that Raceday, we gave you a driver of the day earlier this week, and I certainly would like to give you driver of the day, crew of the day, a lot more as we get to the end of the race. Keep up the brilliant work. I think you're making all of us here in South Africa very, very proud, and thank you very much for chatting to us, Guy and Brett Cummings. It's truly been a privilege.
Thanks, Colin.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Colin. Thanks for the support.
I'll tell you what, those two are having an absolute Dakar spectacular. Leading rookie. You've got a proper rookie. You've got Brett Cummings, who's done it on a bike. He's been with Henk. He's a navigator extraordinary. And now he's navigating, managing the time in the car and coaching Guy's got his bum in the butter, so to speak.
Yeah.
And best of both worlds. And he's now sitting 10th overall. No, he's not sitting 10th overall. He's sitting 8th overall, 1 hour 49 behind. We will talk about that. But you've got some other stuff, Clifford.
Yeah, we've got a few extra comments here. Jonathan Batasso, great show. You guys need to add a link on Dakar groups and Telegram group. So we'll leave it out to our research and technical department to see if they can make that happen.
Oh, dude, you can share. So just tell people to subscribe to Raceday.tv, either on the YouTubes or the Facebook, and you can watch it. The cool thing about YouTube is you can watch it on your smart TV, and you get some really magic pictures. And the more people who know about it, they'll get there.
Yeah, absolutely. Mohammed Chowdhury, 8. True, NASA should have stayed with Toyota. Big mistake he's made. Yeah, obviously people sort of putting a bit more on the car than the driver.
It was quite fascinating with some of what I was told about the negotiations that went on behind the scenes was quite fascinating. Anyway, he made his decision. He's got his bed to lie in.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the thing is, you never know. You know, it's like always like snakes and ladders. Sometimes you think you're going to be ahead, and then
if it's motorsport, it's snakes and snakes.
Snakes and snakes, and something will always bring you down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think a lot of people's careers could be based on that. You know, you make one bad decision, you grab a snake, and you lose a couple of levels, and that can be a lot on people's minds in terms of he's finished, he's done. It could be the car, it could be you, it could be just not working well with the team.
Or it could be luck.
Yeah, that's also a factor as well.
You know the story about the goat and the guy. There's just one rock. Boom.
Yeah.
Dream's gone.
And then hold the phone. The best comment we've had on Raceday TV so far, and you'll enjoy this. I got my chef with me now. He's up for the challenge.
Bring
Thank you.
it on. At our secret location at?
It's a secret, but I'll share it with you, Colin. Hopefully no one's listening, but it's 21 Woodlands Drive in Woodmead in Block C.
And we'll Block C. Just tell them that you've come to Race Day. We'll be here from about 1 o'clock tomorrow. Bring your food.
Yeah, I'm up for that challenge. Paulo de Cunha, Guy has to stay in that car next year, even if Henk comes back, because there's no seat for him, because too many cars in the team. Guy is fast. So,
Paulo, you'll be surprised, eh? When a driver's fast, he gets a seat.
yeah. And then we've got Carl Mahedo, or Mahedio. Sorry.
Where isn't Clark?
Yeah, it's
Oh, man.
It's quiet today, but maybe he's going to surprise us later. But Carl is on to you. Colin Hasty is a black label drinker. Cheers, Colin. That's all speculation. And this,
I
this
cannot confirm or deny.
yeah, this show is definitely in no way or form sponsored by SA Breweries.
And there's only two kinds of beer. You get good beer and better beer.
Louise English, this is the start of a great Dakar career for Guy Botterill.
Yeah.
SA, proud of you, keep it up. And that's cool to see that people are getting behind our boys. Bonneville Brew, over the years, the best Dakar athletes are those who have been on a motorcycle and a car. Brett Cummings is such an example. Thoughts on that?
I've got no doubt.
Yeah, I also think so. I think it's, like you said, it's navigation, it's fuel, it's everything. So,
Brett's, he's very, very, very good.
yeah.
He's got a calm personality about him. If I had to think about driving with somebody, you want somebody who calms you down, because drivers are a little bit mental mostly, in that until they get a little bit older, they just want to go flat out all the time. And the guidance that a co-driver who gives is absolutely vital.
Yeah.
All the good drivers, all the greats, have had a long relationship with their co-driver, and the co-driver is as much. We talk about Sebi Loeb, and 9-time world champion. I know I'm slack. I can't remember who his co-driver was, but his co-driver is just as guilty, or contributes just as much to Sebi winning those world championships. Matthew Balmel, 2-time world champion co-driver to Nasser Al Attiyah. And he's a nice guy.
You know, it's coming back to it, like with a calm voice in your head, like I'll throw it back to like another sport. If you look at like golf, for example, they've got their caddies and that. It's not just a guy carries your bag. Like those folks earn millions. And I mean, like Tiger Woods had the same caddy for decades, just because that's the voice in his head, the calming presence, the guy to talk him through hard times. And that. Now put that into a motorsport perspective, where they're going flat out and trying to navigate through difficult terrain with dunes and rocks and all sorts. I mean, it pays dividends to have a guy who knows what he's doing.
Now take that psychology back into our normal everyday life that we've got.
Sure.
And here you go, you're racing and you're right on the edge, and you've got the good bird. You know, you've got the two voices on your shoulders, and you've got the guidance, the caring, the loving, the one that looks after you. And if you've got that in your head, how much better? Now, I'm talking about racing cars at the moment.
Yeah.
But now you've got that at home, at work, how much better would we be as peoples if we could find that, our co-driver?
Yeah, and the co-driver to find to help you win the Dakar, I think is pretty rare.
Freaking awesome.
Johan Peens, and this is a cool comment. Thank you, Johan. I appreciate you. Raceday TV, you are the best. Can't wait for the update every night. The interview with Guy was brilliant.
Oh, that's so cool. Thank you very much.
So,
can't wait for the T-shirts to come. The T-shirts are coming.
And look at that, Nikita Brits has made the font bigger for me. Do you wanna move on with the overall? Did you finish?
I do want to move on to the overalls. I haven't finished yet. We're halfway there. That was Bon Jovi.
There's a lot of Bon Jovi quotes coming out tonight's show.
No, that's the second. It's just a repetition of Bon
fair
Jovi.
enough.
Let's just go with this. Top 10. Now, let's just give this to you. Audi's there's 2 in the top 10. ProDrive 1 Century, 1 Ford, 5 Toyotas. So if we take the number of cars that are built in South Africa, 70% of the top 10 overall today are built, designed, manufactured, assembled, and loved in South Africa. How? We're talking about South Africa and the impact that we make on World Rally Raid Championship.
Taking over.
Check at that, 70%. So overall, 24 hours, 59 minutes, 32 seconds, Carlos Sainz and Lucas Cruz in an Audi. The second, Matthias Ekstrom in an Audi. 20 minutes behind.
Gives you so much joy to watch you say it.
Third is Sebi Loeb and Fabian Lecun, 29 minutes behind. Lucas Marias in fourth. Guillaume de Mevius in the first of the Toyotas. Then in sixth position. They wrote him off. They said he wasn't good enough. They said he was too slow. Janelle de Villiers and Dennis Murphy. Do not write that boy off for anything. Hour 25 behind. Then Prokop, 8th position. Now, I'm not going to blow any more smoke, but I do still think that that's a maximum performance. No more awards, Guy. You've got to do better. We need, 1 hour, 49 minutes, 31 seconds behind. And then I've drawn a bracket around these guys. Matthew Serradori in 9th in a century, 2-wheel drive, that everybody wrote off. Oh, they can't be competitive against a T1. He's 9th overall, halfway through Dakar. His chances of finishing in the top 5 are 50%. And then you got Chicharet in 10th. So from De Villiers in 6th to Chicharet in 10th, there's 30 minutes. 30 minutes halfway through the Dakar is 2/5 of 5/8 of nothing. Close. 16th position is Nasser Al-Attiyah, 2 hours 40 behind. His search for 3 wins in a row, gone. Lea Sanz 17th for the Mauritian mayor. Stefan Peter Hansel, 3 hours behind in 18th. So Varial with 21. And then it starts getting Alia Kolok, who had a brilliant race today. She's in 35th overall, 10 hours and 13 behind. 19 years old, first Dakar in a big car, to be fighting at that sharp end of the field, you've got to... and then we start looking at the winners of the penalty category. And I think Brian Baragwanath wins it. He's got 52 hours and 34 penalties.
Jeez, that's A9.
Seth Quintero's and Brian's in 47. Seth Quintero in 46. Gareth Woolridge and Boyd Dreyer, 15 hours penalties in 42nd. And, you know, when you get penalty, I think that once the cat has been truly annihilated, you then go and say, let's use this as a test session. Let's use it to learn. And we know that Ford went to learn. They went to gain knowledge. And between Neil Woolridge Motorsport and M Sport, they have Malcolm Wilson is a Ford genius in World Rally Championships. The fact that he hooked up with NWM, and they've got some good support from Ford America, is pretty cool, and they'll be there because Ford.
Yeah, they don't come just to compete, eh?
No, they come to win. And they're making a big push in global racing at the moment. GD4, GD3, GD4 cars, they're doing big. It's going to be fantastic. So the very interesting thing, Glenn he has a voice note that if many people get to hear, and he turns around and he says, Sebi can still win. So Loeb is in 13th position with 2 Audis in front of him. He's 29 minutes behind, halfway point. I predict that De Villiers will be on the podium, and I think Bottrill will be in the top 5.
Okay.
I'll just put it out there.
Nice.
Rather have a bold prediction than have no frickin' opinion at all.
Absolutely. You're going to move to classics now?
No, thank you very much for reminding me.
Because otherwise the classics are going to be after us. we're already in hot water with them, so Colin, take it away. Let's get the classics on the road.
The Claessens. Stefan and Puck, they're in 43rd position. And then I've got to try and read my writing. The Botmans in 48th. Lovemores. Now, there's Lovemores in hot rods in South Africa.
Okay.
They are legendary.
Yeah.
So if anybody knows the hot rod Lovemores, are they the same as the...
Yeah, is there a relation there?
Lovemores?
Yeah, we want to know. Is there a relation there?
54. Apparently, my research is wrong. They lose more. And then Paulo Sergio da Silva Quintero, our Mozambican rider, is in 71st position.
Okay.
I got that. My pronunciation was...
It's like you live in Mozambique, eh?
Yeah, pa.
If we want to move on, because I see...
Hold, just stand by.
Oh, yeah? For the
Silence
secret sound. That's done.
We have... There's a radio station in Pretoria, the Jacaranda City, that has a secret sound. We too have a secret sound. We have a very, very special prize. It's a signed, numbered T-shirt. And if you look at the end at the credits as we roll, there's a subtle hint in there. Send us a message on either the YouTube or on the Facebook channels, and tell us what you think our secret sound is, combined with the hashtag at the end of the show, and you could win a Mahusiv prize.
I'm excited because I don't know what the Mahusiv prize is. I just want to move on here quickly. We've got a few comments coming through, and I see my battery life is taking a bit of strain here. Probably like the Audis were after 48 stage. It's looking a little bit dire. Moving on, yeah. Look at me throwing shade at the cars. How I've grown. Cass Kruger, we're all free to choose whatever we want, but we have to live with the consequences of those choices. Yep, fair enough. You make your bed.
Deep philosophy at this time of night.
I mean, tell us how you really feel. Johan Stackman, straight on. Do you think the Hiluxes are the fastest out there, or in which areas do you think the Hilux is top? Wonder which car or bakkie is the best or fastest in these conditions. I think he's referring to the dunes. What do you think? What do you think is the fastest bakkie out there?
Well, I don't know.
Your message here is going to sell cars tomorrow like nobody's business.
Who won the stage today? The longest desert stage? Oh, a Hunter. Can you go and buy one? No. Who was second? An Audi. And I love the way in all their tweets, this is not a vehicle for sale. This is for demonstration purposes.
Yeah.
Do not consider this blah, blah, blah. That's a load of bullshit. Just say, Audi's freaking quick. Go buy a car today. Who was third? An Audi. And then, okay, so the first 3 cars you can't buy.
Yeah.
And the fourth?
What's next?
A bakkie.
A bakkie, bro.
Hilux, bro. So there's your question.
With the Gazoo Racing stick
And
on the
fifth
back.
is a Hilux.
Yeah.
And 6 is a Ford.
Okay.
So and 7th is a Hilux. Do yourself a favor. If you want a fast car, go to a Hilux dealer or a Ford Ranger dealer. Job done.
Yeah. Moving on. So Kevin Retief, after his best comment, has now come with the worst comment. Here we go. Brace yourself, Colin, because someone got our hopes up and then took a dump all over them straight after. Unfortunately, we're on a private yacht in Turkey at the moment. Sorry, guys, no show for tomorrow. Yeah, if only we could restrict his viewership. Moving on.
Hold on, Turkey. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Enjoy. Suck it up, buttercup.
So sounds like he's really struggling out there. Yuri Jordan, Guy, good luck for next week. Absolutely. Because next week's is a big one. And then Nontlantla has finally graced us with his presence.
Where you been, boy?
Better late than never. Just to add an interesting fact, and you can help me with the pronunciation here because we've already seen how my English is. Eric, Gosail, in the T3 Challenger posted the 5th best time on the stage. A T3 car hasn't finished in the top 5 since the inception of the class.
Indeed, it hasn't. And the excuse me. The other thing is, watch for the side-by-sides. 2 days ago, side-by-side finished, I think it was 7th overall. Quite embarrassing. So, but we only report on the ultimate class, and
then
that's the way it is.
Francois Loeb, he's taken over from Nontlantla. He's graced us with the fact of the day. The 1980 Dakar was won on a coin toss.
Any toss will win anything.
And then, question here for you.
No, hold on. You can't just leave it like that.
I have to leave it like that.
Come on, give us more info.
We're going south here with Colin. Johan Grobler, what is the penalty about for Guy and Brett?
I do have it here. Hold on a minute. Let me just move down to the stage. Guy Brett for speeding.
Oof. Such a minimal penalty, you know what I mean? But anyway, then Mohammed Chaudhry, South Africa should get a FIA rally raid. And
I fully agree with you.
And, I think
if you can talk to your friends who control the purses of monies and what, it would be magnificent because there's millions of euros that are needed to do it.
Millions and
millions. Is that all you've got?
No, I've got more. I just pushed refresh and I just looked at my battery life and thought, oh boy. But let's move on.
Where's our heroes?
Hey, where's our heroes?
Is this a hero minute or what? Or another hero 7 minutes?
Yeah, we're going to keep moving. Pete Anker, I love Audi but hate these locomotives. Audi should go back to 5-cylinder turbos. I think
Peter Anker would say that because he lives in the past. With the sound of an Audi rally car in the forest, sucking and popping and banging, and it gives us goosebumps, Peter Anker. We love it. That and a 6-cylinder Skyline motor, best sounds for that time. But for now, we'll take the screaming of whatever screams.
The Century 2-wheel drive taking on T1 Plus is crazy.
Yes, agreed.
Nontlantla, Eben Mayberg, good car, good driver. Corne Durant. Hey, what about Joan Moore? Is it Moore?
Yeah, Jean Moore.
Yeah,
he's with Henny de Klerk, and they were, by the time we went on air, thank you for reminding me, because in the Treasury One car, they were doing really good, and then they lost a prop shaft again, and they were in two-wheel drive, and they ended up in two-wheel drive going over the dunes. They didn't have enough power, and the car rolled. By the time we went on air, they were still trying to get the car out, but knowing Henny and John's tenacity, they will never, ever give up. So, two-wheel drive, rolled, bit foobar, they'll get it back, they'll fix it, they'll run.
Let's hope for the best. Okay, good. We're coming through here now. Mohammed Chaudhry, KFC should put the event up for Rally Raid.
KFC.
Look, I mean, we've already put money into the coffers this week with our catering. So
And what score did they get?
they didn't do too well, so maybe they won't. So the funding we've contributed to our funding, but yeah, fair comment. Any corporate sponsors out
Hold
there
on,
would
they
help.
got. I was told yesterday that I've got to be very careful about which digit I use.
Yeah.
So they
I'll
got
say-
one.
Yeah.
It wasn't one.
Yeah, there we go. So Colin again has flipped the bird. Francois Loeb. So I was fortunate enough to get given a navigator in my first year of rally, Mark Irvine, and to have someone with so much experience that teaches you and guides you is such an advantage and privilege, and you learn so much. Guy is new, he's hungry for a great result, and that's what he'll get. And I think everyone's reiterating as well. And then Laurie James, I'll settle for a Hero t-shirt. Ross can drop it off for me in what's that? Whakalani Golf Club in Gabs. We can make that happen. I'm pretty sure.
But hold on a minute. You've lost Ross. I want to. Ross is my boy. He's my hero. The fact that he rides a hero bike.
It's just meant to be.
He's just the friendliest, nicerest of all the racing people I know, with a smile forever. So
sick guy. Yeah,
you
like,
found
absolutely.
some stuff of his.
Yeah, we actually do. Yeah, we've got an update from Ross, and hopefully we can catch him tomorrow. I don't know if we're catching Peter unawares, but yeah, after we do the Ross, we need to get to our drive and ride of the day. We haven't touched on that yet, have we?
No, let's do Ross.
Peter, are you ready? I don't want to get into trouble, but yeah, we've got an update from Ross, which was pretty sick that we could get the footage and find out what he's been up to.
Hey guys, so finished the longest stage of my life. I think yesterday was the most riding I've ever done in the dunes. I think 513 Ks was really crazy, but managed to save the bike and come home in one piece and not lose too much time. So looking forward to a well-deserved rest day for tomorrow, but feeling strong and ready to take on week number 2.
So yeah, awesome update. Good to hear from Ross. But yeah, let's move on. Colin, when you finish writing your novel there, I see us going south.
Apparently we have to move on because
we're running out of time.
you
and
know,
battery power.
normally the microphones go cold, but apparently they were hot, and I do apologize. Okay, right.
Right of the day for me has to be Ross Branch. Fact that he's on a hero, obviously the last hero left, which not the best for us, but I mean the fact that he's in the front does sort of speak volumes. But yeah, he's still up there, he's still within contention, came through the 48-hour stage, brought it home. So yeah, my ride of the day has to go to Ross.
I've been debating who my driver of the day is. I've vacillated between a number of them, but I'm going to go with the Cape Townian. I'm going to go with G. De V and Dennis Murphy. Janelle de Villiers, Dennis Murphy, for 2 reasons. The consistency and the speed, with a 7-minute penalty. He came in 7th today, and he's sitting in 6th place overall. I believe that Janelle, I hope, because through his track racing days, I think it was 7 championships in a row, the most championships in a row in touring cars ever in the history of South Africa. He's a nice guy, he's F-fast, and I'm going to stick up for one for the Torpies. So I'll give my driver of the day to Janelle de Villiers.
Nice. It seems like ultimate Disney story. Underdog comes through at the end. We just have to see how the rest of the script's written.
Believe, people,
Yeah.
believe.
And the guys are starting to believe, which is cool. Last few comments. Peter Anker, hashtag secret sound is a midget shouting. Depends when you're listening on the show and what you heard. Raven ZA, guess they don't do cokes for speeding there. Yeah, I don't think 2 liters work out that side of town. And then Johan Grobler, Audi sound like a sewing machine with a big end knock. And I don't think we could sum it up any better than that.
I'm just thinking of Peter Anker's comment. Thank you very much for destroying my composure. Right, tomorrow, race day.
Yeah, cool.
For Sun. They call it race day. Drivers and crews, media assignments, deluxe. Sponsored deluxe. Mechanics, they're going to start working as soon as their cars get back. They're going to go flat out on the things. for the mechanicians, it is the worst day. Because you've had a little bit of a shower, you've waited. Some of the top line teams, you've got into a hotel, you've had a little bit of luxury, and your body starts shutting down. You've got to come out of that and hammer it hard and get the car ready and go. And nobody wants any problem on the Sunday. And that is the day that sometimes some finger trouble gets there. So it's going to be interesting. What are we going to do tomorrow? We're going to eat.
We're going to eat. Well,
and we're going to talk.
Not from our mates in Turkey on a yacht, but yeah, we're definitely going to eat. And like you said, the media side for the riders and drivers is massive, and that's also tiring work for the guys. They probably prefer to do a stage than to do all the media. What's the right word? Commitments. There we go. Thank you. Yeah. So that's a rough one for them. So yeah, still a big day just to try and get through all that. And like you said, Sunday they've got to go all again. And after all the luxury that they're going to have now, to try and get back into race mode will be tough. So yeah, definitely tomorrow will be busy, which is going to be lacquer. So we'll obviously bring you all the stuff that we can find out there in the desert. Last one before we sign off, and the most important one for me, catering.
Food.
Yeah.
Well, for quality of what they brought, it was pure carnival, so that gives it bonus points.
A meat, A squirrel meat.
Just meat. Meat with lack of fat on the end of it. I mean, I'm a highly trained athlete, so I've got to eat healthy. I've got to give some demerits because there wasn't a avocado and spinach leaf and basil and feta salad with some roasted sesame seeds on it, lightly drizzled with olive oil and some balsamic vinegar.
I feel the presentation did let him down.
Yeah, absolutely. Presentation, but the taste, magnificent. So I'm kind of going with an 8.5, but I'll give him minus 0.2 demerits. So I'll go 8.3.
Okay. In the words of Barry Ronga, I'll score it a scintillating 7. So yeah, that's it from us. Anything you want to add there, Colin, before we sign off?
Tomorrow we've got some interviews from the bivouac. Some big names. Some big names. They've promised us it will come at random, as she said. And it will be fun. We're going to eat. So at our secret location, if you feel that you can cook and you feel that you've got something to offer, come around to our secret location.
In 21 Woodlands Drive, Block C, under the basement. Speak to Bongani at the gate. He'll let you in.
There you go. Thank you very much for watching. To our technical crew, the director, the producer, the sound man, the signal engineer, everybody, thank you so much. The lighting technician, guys, you've been absolutely magnificent. To catering, yeah, you got a good point. And to you who've watched, thank you for your comments, your queries, for your involvement, for your indulgence. From us to you, be nice, be lekker, have fun. We'll see you tomorrow, 7:24, or during the day. Cheers.
Launch finger guns. Go.